I had to go buy this today. We drove the 51 Plymouth to lunch today. My 51 Plymouth convertible is sitting outside out there. I built it in 1982, and the dadgum hose wore out. It's 44 years old. It's the original hose on there. It's a bypass hose for the water pump. That is as fun a car as you can have drive around town. Oh, we drive it all the time. I drag it out about every March or April, drive it all summer long, put it up about October, and drag it back out the next year. I think this is the year I'm supposed to change oil in it, if I remember right. So far, since I built the car, I have replaced the front brake calipers and now a hose. It's 318 torque flight. I cut a Volare frame off 4 inches behind the firewall, cut the 51 Plymouth off 4 inches in front of the firewall, slid the frames together, they fit perfect. Welded the frames together. It's got transverse torsion bars, disc brakes, power steering, drives like a Plymouth Volare, drives great. I just line the wheels up with the fender wells when I welded it together, and the thing drives great and it runs great, and we have a ball. I think I had the top up about 30 years ago. It was the last time I remember the top being up. It's probably rotted. I don't care. I never put the top up. I'm not going anywhere with the top up. It's a fun car. It runs great. It can sit out there for a month. You go out there and turn it over a couple times, it cranks right up. Runs like a top. But we got to put our hose on it so we can drive it to lunch. We drove it to lunch today and it was leaking water. I said, my car don't leak water. Shannon said, yeah, it is. So we went and got us a hose.
Hey, I like how it's got a some branding there. It looks like the same place where it was, I don't know, it's in the hose.
It looks like where it was hard leaking. But the other one's swelled up about twice as big as that one.
Hey, I've also seen that hoses.
I'm gonna get some silicone.
We need to get something we can boil water in and an ice water, because we can actually make pre-bent hoses. Meaning, you get it boiling hot, dip it in there, you gotta go above, farther than what you want it to do. You'll put a thing inside of it that helps it so it doesn't collapse, and then you put it in cold water, like a spring. And you could actually start bending hoses.
They quit putting springs in hoses a long time ago.
Well, no, not, the only reason you use a spring is so it doesn't do it while you bend it when you make it. We would probably use that a bunch. Let's go see, let's go. Let's go see, let's go.
Boy, it made a mess under the hood, didn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Now we're cleaned up.
Do you think we should get a pan?
Get what?
Like a drain pan?
You want one?
Well, I mean, I'm gonna try to do this as fast as I can. Something that does to me just does not look right.
No. Let me go get a pan. Well, here's one right here.
I mean, I'm not the best here at this, but I don't think it's swole that much. Hey, it's got a Napa part number on it.
What's that?
7462 Napa.
Let me go get a cleaner drain pan than that thing.
Oh gosh, it's all over your valve cover and everything. I didn't even see that.
It made a mess.
This is that high temp powder coat on these manifolds, isn't it?
I think so.
It looks like it's held up pretty good on this thing. See them? Sometimes that high temp powder coat doesn't last very long, but that looks actually pretty good still. See, you're gonna notice underneath here, this looks totally wrong for a 51. He's just talking about him putting the Volare front end in it, doesn't he? You get to see, see how them control arms are there and the power steering box? That don't look right. Yeah, I guess because out of a different car. Check it, look how big that brake booster is too. That thing's got a big old brake booster on it. And cruise control. Is there even a good way to drain this thing? That petcock looks like it's gonna go right into the frame and then...
It is.
I guess why not? What's the worst that could happen? Sounds like some of it's hitting the pan.
It should. You look down here, that's all Plymouth Volare. And I slid the frames together right back there and welded it together. In 1982. Shannon.
I was just trying to see if it come loose.
It came loose.
I didn't mean to do
Got
that.
any more tricks?
That's really hot still, kinda.
It's gonna be a while before that thing drains all that down.
Well, silly question. Does that look? It ain't going on there, is it? No, it's not.
That's the wrong size hose.
Yeah, it's got that Napa number on this one. I wonder if I tried really hard if I can put this back on.
Is the other end that big?
It looks bigger than this.
Squeeze it and see if you can tell if it. Give me a Napa number.
474631.
Wait a minute.
621 74621.
74621.
That's what I see.
74. I'm sure that's that's a 6.
21.
74621. Let me go call Chuck. That's kind of a guessing game, so I guess we'll just put it in the middle. If I don't have enough room to adjust it, I'll have to move it. But I'm pretty sure I got enough. I don't need that 10 millimeter. All right, we have the engine at top dead center on number 1 firing because I took the breather off, watched the intake rocker arm open and close, and the next time the timing mark comes to 0, that's top dead center. And you can pull the spark plug wire, which we did just to check to make sure. And then you put the distributor in. If you can get it down through here. Nope, that's the wrong place. There's a problem with getting old. You can't see. Okay. That's in the middle of our hole. Now let's look at our cap. See if we got it in the right spot. I don't think we do. I think we need to go down 1. Because there's our notch. And here's our number 1 plug wire. So we're gonna have to rotate it. This is much easier in a V8. You can only put a V8 in 2 ways, right and wrong. Because the V8's got a slot that the distributor goes in. This has got a gear. Just set it on there and see where we are. Before we put the bolt in. This is a whole lot more trouble than a V8. About dead center with the rotor. Okay, now we got to take our rotor button off. Well, let's stick our bolt in so it won't move. Now, if you look down here, you see there where that's lined up? I'm off just a hair. Right there.
Okay.
See where your balancer mark is? It's about 8 degrees.
Yeah.
Your rotor's pointing at the number 1 plug. I gotta go get a wrench to tighten it. When you get gas up to the carburetor, it'll fire. And when you put the timing light on it, it'll be right there where it is. It's easy on a V8 because you can't put the distributor in but this way or this way. We had a problem one day with something with electronic ignition. I don't even remember what it was. I picked up the phone. Shannon said, "Who you calling?" I said, "The guy that invented it." And boy, he was an absolute genius. All right, Shannon, come here and clip this thing.
Uh-oh.
God, that looks atrocious, but there's not much you can do about it. I think we had to make us coil wire. What'd they have on there for a coil? That come off his motor, didn't it?
Yeah. So this is the one where they had somebody had made a GM HEI coil work.
Oh, we threw that junk away. They had a bunch of garbage mounted over here on the fender that was some kind of GM something or other.
Yeah, they hodgepodged the GM system with a Mopar distributor.
I have a Ron Killen system here. Ron was our electrical engineer at Chrysler. He's the first person to put a computer in a car and measure stuff going down the drag strip with it. Did it in Milan, Michigan. I was there. And it filled up the trunk of the Motown missile car. It would print out a little strip of paper about that wide, about long as from here to that wide, and Ron would sit in there and go through it and figure out what everything did. Oh, he worked at Huntsville at the space place, and he got transferred to Detroit, and he met Mr. Hoover and got to know the race people, and so he was going to get transferred out, and Mr. Hoover found out about it. And Mr. Hoover told him, sit down. He went upstairs. Mr. Hoover didn't go upstairs. Came back down a few minutes later and said, you're with me. And he was with him. He was there 38 years. Yeah, great guy. He's mid-80s, but he's like me. He's just wide open. He'll be at Carlisle with us. You'll meet him at Carlisle. He comes up there and spends the weekend with us, him and his wife. That group of people they had 15 people in the race group. Mr. Hoover was in charge. He was the man, smartest person I ever met in my life, and was really good friends with him, and I miss him. But he was in charge. That 15 people handled everything racing with Chrysler. Drag racing, NASCAR, off-road, Trans Am, everything. Ford had 55 people in their group, and Chevrolet, nobody knew how many they had. But we had the best people in the end. We had the best people in the country in the late 60s, early 70s, that Chrysler group. And all of them were friends of mine, and I'm very proud of that. And still friends with the ones that are still with us.